What shall I say?
Well, something different to that. Behind us, actually, Bryony.
Yeah, I've got a butterfly on my head.
He's gone. Speak.
Hello.
No. Sensible.
Why brought it all?
Well, who knows what might happen?
Shout me when.
Tip of the tongue, teeth, and the lips.
Why do you do that?
It's Jack Black.
Is that thunder? I think it's thunder.
Bryony, thunder. Hey kids. Josh, I stole your catchphrase. Sorry,
You're so mean.
I'm Samini. That's Bryony speak, isn't it, Bryony?
Yeah.
You used to say,
She used to. And
she couldn't say, I'm such a meanie. She said, I'm such a meanie.
I'm so meanie.
And one day, when we've had a few beers, I'll tell you the story about how she used to say Farmer Pickles from Bob the Builder. Sadly,
know.
that's X-rated.
It really is.
Oh dear, oh dear.
She was only about 2. I don't think she was even 3.
Now, here we are,
Yeah.
in Chatsworth, on the Chatsworth estate.
Yay.
How exciting. Isn't it exciting, Bryony?
Yeah.
Bryony is playing Minecraft. We are sat here. Now, Lucas, I was playing Bryony yesterday on Minecraft, and we, Creative World, doing a really good job, and we got an enchantment table, and I found 6 diamonds, and my mission was to get to the Nether, because we've never been to the Nether before. That sounds like a song from maybe the Wizard of Oz. Yeah, never been to the Nether. That would be a tricky one to sing.
It absolutely would.
To enunciate.
It would.
And I had my diamond sword. Bryony taught me how to enchant. How exciting. But then I fell in lava and lost a lot. Disaster. Wasn't good, was it, B?
Definitely not, because I had to give you some stuff.
Yeah, she did. She had to lend me her armour so I could go back and rescue all my things.
I have no clue.
No clue
What you're talking about.
what we are talking about.
2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
It's like a knitting nirvana here,
It is.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Sheep over there.
Oh, the sheep. We
There
love
are
the sheep.
plenty of sheep. They do smell slightly sheepy.
Well, they do smell sheepy.
They smell a bit like that cheese I made you eat.
Oh,
Italian Talladega, wasn't it?
Taleggio.
Oh, sorry, Talladega. Is that a car?
I don't know. Isn't it Taleggio?
Tallagio.
Is it?
Yes, Tallagio.
Right.
Yeah.
It was not. It was like dairy that somebody had sat on for a while.
Physically.
No, just
All right.
just kind of just tasted a bit kind of.
Do you mean someone who got some dairy,
Yeah.
put it on a seat, and then sat on it?
It was like sort of cowy, if that. I don't know how else to say it, but it was like a bit like the texture of dairy.
Yes. Enjoyable.
But it made me. I said, "Oh, I'll just have a little nibble." You made me eat the whole piece on the cracker.
Enjoyable on a cracker. But here we are.
Here we are.
Welcome to episode 8.
Oh gosh.
Would you believe it? And the surroundings, as we've said, are absolutely perfect. So
Yeah.
lots of knitting, lots of Minecraft for B. Lovely log burner in there. And the views, which we'll show you in a minute, are just panoramic. When we arrived, you just walk in the garden and you go, can you hear anything?
It's so.
No. Nothing. Apart from the clicking
Of Bryony playing on.
of Bryony playing on Minecraft.
It's
And that's
so
acceptable.
quiet. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just, living in suburbia. We're just used to just constant noise, really, isn't it? As most people.
We'll discuss this at a later date, but I
Yeah.
can't hack it anymore.
No, it really,
But that's another story.
I've never been anywhere in my whole
conversation.
life where it literally, you can just hear a pin drop. And, we've got a wood, like a little forest behind us.
Well, behind us, what's that massive thing over there?
Yeah, but I'm just saying we're very close to it. It's right there. And at night time, we have the windows open, and you can hear like crackling, and it must be just the trees.
It's Enderman, Brian.
It's just the sound of the wood, and we saw a kestrel, didn't we, the other
Beautiful.
day?
Yeah.
Just there, a huge kestrel, rabbits everywhere.
Amazing wildlife.
Deer, the sheep came
Massive stacks.
right up to the garden edge, didn't they, the sheep?
Yeah.
And the sheep, I'd love to know, I've said to Dad, I'd love to know what breed they are. I think they're meat sheep though, and they're not wool sheep, I don't think, aren't they?
But look, you've got all these people out there looking at you, thinking, who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Who are you?
My name is Kay. Are we doing this now?
Don't look at me, look at her.
Are we doing this?
Her? Them.
Are we doing this? Are we doing this back? Okay, I'm just going to do as I'm told. My name is Kay. My username on... Am I looking at that little hole there? Is that where I'm looking?
Yes.
Right. I'm not used to recording in front of an iPad, that's fine. My username on Ravelry and... No, it's not, it's different. I've forgotten. My mind's
Her
gone
brain.
blank because like
She's
we've had
been
no internet.
lobotomised.
I've been like, we've got no internet
It's
or
wiped.
anything. My username on Ravelry is Bryony Bear, and on Instagram I am Bryony Bears. I remembered.
You rocked it.
And it's just gone dark, so I don't know what the lighting's going to be.
Bryony has been announcing that... Bryony, tell us. Sheep. Did you say the sheep are coming out?
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the most amazing things that we've seen
It's amazing.
is watching a shepherd at work.
Oh.
And you can watch him twice a day.
Yeah.
And actually, what time is it now?
It is 1:45.
So it's not for a while, but I'll show you some. And what's so cool is he's got 2 dogs, and he gets in his 4x4, and he's whistling from his 4x4, and it's like having 3 dogs really, because he's driving around one side, the dogs are running around the other, and I suspect it's because the herd is so huge.
It's a big
flock.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a big flock actually, and he moves them from field to field,
Yeah.
doesn't he, for grazing presumably.
Very impressive
And
chap.
like the odd one escapes.
Yeah, it's
And
funny.
the dog, he
yesterday.
sends the dog off and it goes whipping around, doesn't
Except
it?
yesterday when that one
There was a little stray one, and we were worried about
one
it.
just ducked down
Yeah,
and hid,
and
and then he
didn't
just
see
trotted
him.
on behind.
But he did, he followed them
Ambled along,
eventually, yeah,
followed his
followed
mates,
them.
and all was well. Who am I though?
Who are you?
I'm Dan, and my username on Ravelry is Obi-Wan Knitter, and my username on Instagram is also Obi-Wan Knitter. And it's great to see returning viewers, and even more amazing to see new viewers. I've had even more messages from new viewers who've been binging
Oh really?
on
Watching-
Bakery Bears.
Oh my goodness.
Binging on the bears. That's the ticket. I'm very naughty. I've not got my shirt on.
Oh,
I did have earlier. I'll have it on later, so don't worry. So welcome you viewers. Hello to all our returning viewers. And how amazing it is to be sat here, not in the Bakery Bear cottage.
No, I wish this was the Bakery Bear cottage. I could absolutely live here.
Well, I alluded to the fact that I can't hack that place for much longer.
No, but it's just, and we've got no internet, and so we've not been on I think we went to Bakewell, didn't we, and we got on Ravelry once and onto Instagram at just the odd time, but generally, we've not been, and I've not been on anywhere, and it's just such a bizarre feeling when I'm used to sort of checking a couple of times a day what's going on and messaging and putting pictures up and things. And it's kind of liberating in a way, isn't it? I think. Yeah,
I mean, not to paraphrase Molly from the Homespun House podcast. Hi, Molly.
Hi, Molly.
Wollmeister.
Wollmeister.
I think the problem with technology is the humans that use it. It's not the technology itself.
No.
And I think what you need to do is, and this is certainly what we've learnt this week, and I mean, to be fair, I learnt it a little bit earlier on this year and made some changes. But I think what you've learnt. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've just deafened everybody. That's really bad. The wind. We've got a storm coming in, which is why we're inside this afternoon.
A good little outtake.
Sorry.
It's going to be lovely weather later, actually. And we're planning a lovely barbecue later on. Another one. We've had 2 already this week. Amazing steaks.
Amazing steaks.
Technology. We've learnt this week. It's about using your time productively and not doing it constantly.
Yeah.
Because then you do miss the world that's around you, and we're sat together and briny and better. And I think it's about setting a good example as well to your kids. We're going to make a few more little changes. We're still obviously going to be around as much as ever, but we're going to
Yeah,
focus
I've missed Sally. I've missed emailing
Missed everybody.
you. Yeah, I mean we've missed everybody, but in particular, I've missed.
Who have I
Sally,
missed? I've missed Josh Wrights. I've missed Josh Brown calling me Tom's Lennon. I've missed Knitting Den.
We always miss Denise.
Being cheeky.
I always want to sing. Do you know what I always want to sing?
Denise.
Yes! That's what I want to sing. Whenever I say your name, Denise.
I've missed Matt and
Matt.
Sarah.
Yeah.
I've missed the cutest person on podcast, and that is BZ Mama.
Oh.
Isn't it? That's
Yeah.
Sampler Girl.
We love her.
Yeah, she's so
She's
cool.
got the cutest voice of anybody ever.
She absolutely does. And I've missed you, Darren. Hi.
Oh.
Hope you had your. They've been hiking.
Oh, you went hiking?
We've been hiking.
We have.
And
Oh
you're
my
gonna see
goodness,
it.
we have.
You're going to see it all. It's rather
Would you
exciting.
class that as hiking? I think you probably would coming back.
Did we strap on large walking boots? Did we go out for the day with a backpack on our back?
We did.
We did indeed.
It was all downhill on the way there, and I never noticed that till we were coming back.
On the return journey, it wasn't.
It was all uphill,
It was uphill. Oh dear.
and by then we'd walked all the way there, walked all the way around Chatsworth.
Yes. But how exciting. Because now...
You should see the weather right now, my goodness.
You really should.
The rain's going sideways.
Now we're going to go for our Bakery Bears out and about.
Right.
But we're going to go Bakery Bears out and about around Park Cottage. Park Cottage?
No, we're not in Park Cottage, that's a different one.
I'm such a fool. Where did we stay last year?
We stayed in Greenland, it was called, wasn't it?
Greenland?
Greenland. No,
I don't remember getting on a boat or a plane.
There was two.
And it wasn't
there was
cold.
two cottages attached. One was Greenland's, and the other was another name. I can't remember.
It was another Chatsworth
It
Cottage.
was another Chatsworth Cottage.
It's very nice, but
Very
not a
nice.
patch on this.
Not a
And we
patch,
shan't
no.
be staying anywhere ever again apart from here.
Yeah.
But no, we're going to take you out and about around the cottage. I think that'd be nice, don't you?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do well. Yeah, anybody would love it.
So we're going to show you the cottage. We're going to give you a bit of the history, and we'll see you back here in just a minute. So here we are, Russian Cottage. I'll just shut the gate. It's a completely walled garden, built in about 1844 by the 6th Duke. And the first thing that we see as we come into the garden, if we look over here, is a pigsty. And if we just come over and have a little look, what I love about this is, you can see in here, there would have been a piece of wood there that would have been slotting forwards. If we look down inside, you can see the actual trough, which the pig would eat from. So once you'd finished cooking for the day and you had your bits and pieces, you would come in, you'd throw them straight in here, and they would drop straight down into the trough for the pig to eat. If we look in here, we can actually see where the pig lived. And what a nice little house. Beautiful tiles on the top there. That'd do for me. And now we encountered a few sound issues, largely because of the wind, but also because we were having to shoot this on an iPad 2 because we shot so much content. Here is, though, the outer buildings, and I mean, if you look at the stonework there and the moss on the top, it's just so beautiful and just original, all original. So 1850s that would have been built, and there would have been a gate there. You can see the gate post on the side. Perfect outbuilding there for an office for me if ever we were to stay there permanently. And then as you move around the side, you get lots more of that original stonework and a lovely path which we're going to walk up in a minute. But down here, there's a lovely wood burner inside. So there's an area where they'd stack the wood to dry out, so ready to go on the wood burner that we can see in there. And then we'd had a couple of barbecues, and the wind again was causing a real problem with keeping it lit. So I picked a lovely spot just down there, and it was absolutely perfect. Coming away now from the outer buildings, we walk around this beautiful path which leads us around to the cottage. And here is the more traditional side of the cottage with the normal traditional stone that would have been used around the 1800s to build things like this. But as we look across here, we start to see now some of the traditional Russian elements of the cottage that were copied from the model that was sent by Tsar Nicholas to the bachelor Duke, the 6th Duke. But before we have a look at the wooden outers, let's have a look inside. Okay, here we are at the entrance to the house. What I love down here is something that you find at my mum's. It's a boot cleaner. So as you come in from work, you would scrape off your boots, all the mud, you'd then give them a bit of a rub on the mat, in you'd come, slip them off, and then you'd come into the house. First thing that we see though is, if we have a look in here, we've got an old-fashioned sink. Now get in there and have a good look at that. Look at this. So this would have been used to wash clothes. We can see over here the plug hole. You would have scrubbed your clothes on the top and then the water would have gone down here. And then looking further round, we've got original stone cold shelves that would have been used to store birds that had been caught prior to eating, and all sorts of things pre the use of fridges. So coming into the house, when we turn this way, we get down to the main part of the house, but the first thing you'll see as you come up the steps is the master bedroom. Now, if you walk in and have a little look, beautiful views out of the bedroom, out into the garden. Lovely furniture kicking around as well. All this has come from the actual Chatsworth House. Let's just have a look at that wardrobe as well. It's a beautiful wardrobe. And the bed too. If we look at the top of the bed here, it's just amazing carvings. And it's very comfortable, but it is just a little bit small. For someone as big as me, it's a bit of a challenge. Not particularly comfortable and easy to sleep in, but Kay's finding it okay. Okay, so moving then down the hall away from the master bedroom, take a first left, and in we come to the second bedroom. Now this is Bryony's room, and we see two absolutely gorgeous princess beds with a lovely headers over the top, which really give a lovely dark feeling around your head, so make it really easy to sleep. And the artwork that you see around here, all are originals, and all have come from the Chatsworth estate. We now find the second of the two bathrooms. This is the main bathroom. The first one is an ensuite, which is quite small, but very, very nice on the main bedroom. If we have a little look in the main bathroom, it's a beautiful deep bath, really well fitted, lovely wooden floors as well, which are really, really nice. Here we are in the kitchen. And amazing furniture here, really, really lovely solid oak furniture, and a butterfly that's just left us there, which is beautiful. If we look up here, this was made by one of the workmen on Chatsworth when the house was renovated in 2012. He's quite famous now. I think he's called Mr. Spencer, because he's also done some work at their newest cottage, which was a lovely bedhead, a cottage in Basler, I think it is. So yeah, as we come to the kitchen, we see on the right hand side a beautiful dresser with lots of lovely Russian style plates and things, and cups. Have a look at these cups. Really beautiful Russian paintwork on there, absolutely gorgeous. The kitchen's really nice. A shame there's no range cooker, but you know what's there's lovely. Over here is a lovely Russian chair that the Duchess of Devonshire picked up in an auction, as I understand it. There's two lovely birds there on the top and a lovely heart in there. So yeah, it's a lovely chair and a lovely kitchen. Last room in the house. Come in and have a little look. It's a very cosy sitting room. Furniture all from Chatsworth, the main house. As you pan around the room, you see lots of lovely original pieces of artwork, all from Chatsworth again. And then looking down here, there's a lovely fireplace, lovely wood burning stove. It is slightly challenging because it's quite small, so certain big bits of wood won't go in, but it's kept us warm. Although it's not really been that cold, we've still put it on anyway. So it's just been really cosy having that there. Coming out the back door off the kitchen, we get a really good close-up look at this wood. Now, this wood and this style is the traditional Russian style, copied from the model that was sent by Tsar Nicholas II to the bachelor Duke in the 1800s. Now, would you believe it? The lesser spotted knitter has followed us from, where did we see it last? It was Bolton. Now, I can't even remember where we saw it. I'm going to have to check. And there she is. Now, unfortunately, we had some sound problems at this stage because of the wind, but here we see the best view, I think, of the Russian Cottage. You can see the lovely white woodwork there, the white frames around the windows. Absolutely stunning, and to see it from a distance as well, which we will do in the favourite places to knit, it's just such a picturesque, typical sort of Hansel and Gretel cottage. And if you check out this view, it's completely panoramic. It picks up there at the woods, and that's the field there that we saw the sheep in, and as it pans around over in the distance there's paths to all the different parts of Chatsworth. You didn't do it?
Oh my gosh, look at the rain. I'm just astounded by the rain. I've never seen rain like it.
It's raining men. Hallelujah. Yeah, London rain. What do you think? Nice place.
It's fabulous, isn't it?
Amazing history. And I just get excited about any property that has lived through great things, and one of the things I've been thinking of recently is, this cottage was someone will have been living here and perhaps went off and fought in the First World War. And of course that's been big time in the news these last 2 or 3 days, because it's the 100-year anniversary, isn't it? And I think what I've loved as well about this is it gives you a real taste of what it would have been. This is as close to living Downton style. Get ready for the power to go off, people.
Oh my
How
Lord.
exciting is this? The most exciting Bakery Bears podcast ever.
It is. We knew this weather was coming in this afternoon, so we were...
That's why we're here with you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone. It's the closest to living Downton style as I think you could.
Well, I guess.
Well, you don't touch a road. You walk through the estate.
It's to get to...
You go to the farm shop, you buy your food, you go to
2, 4, 6,
Chatsworth.
8, 9. To get to where we are now, to get to the cottage, the last half, it says half a mile, but it feels longer than half a mile, doesn't it?
From where to where? Where
it just becomes a track.
Yeah.
It's just a track through the woods.
Yeah.
And when we first came, we were like, is this right? Luckily we've got a 4x4, so it's not, not a problem at all. And we've said, and you can stay here all year round, and we've said
We're coming back.
How fabulous it would be to stay here for Christmas.
Well, it'd be fabulous to stay here any time.
Well,
for the whole time.
It would.
Never leaving, in fact.
We don't, yeah.
So, you know what it's time for?
What's it time for?
Kay Jones, what? Not you, Kim. Kay Jones, what's on your needles?
I'm just yarning over.
What does that mean?
It means I'm just yarning over. Hang on, 1 sec.
What does that mean?
Have you never done a yarn over?
You told me there was only 3.
It's not a stitch.
So what is it?
You just do that.
What's that then?
Do you know when you're doing lace there, that hole?
Okay.
It creates that hole. You do a yarn
okay.
over.
Right.
And then in this instance, you knit 2 together with the next one. And by doing that, you're creating a stitch there, but I've decreased one by knitting 2 together.
Cool.
And then when you come back on the purl row, you've created that hole by doing a yarn. A yarn over basically creates a little hole like that.
Is that a trillion?
It is a trillion.
Ah.
A trillion.
When did you cast that on?
The day before we came away, I think, or 2 days, maybe 2 days before we came away.
So have folks seen it before?
I think I said I can't remember if I had just cast on a tiny little bit the last time, actually. I might have.
Right.
I might have just cast on like this tiny little bit here. But I've done this much so far. And I haven't worked on it all the time by any means. I've been working on all sorts of things. So this is now my trillion. How far I've got? I think I've got about 55 stitches on at the moment. And the pattern, I think she got to about 190 stitches or something like that. But I'm just going to keep going till I finish this bit, and then I've got a tiny, oops, sorry, noise. I've got another bit because there was a break in the yarn. I've got another 20 grams there. And I know I need about 11, I think, for the edging. So we'll see how far I am when I've finished this. And this is Socks That Rock, lightweight, in Fire on the Mountain. I don't know if you can see the colour or not, but it's fabulous. And I love how completely variegated it is. I mean, normally to find out if it's pooling, you kind of squint your eyes, don't you, and look at it. I can't see any poolings at all. It's just really, really pretty. And this is going to be called my Chatsworth Trillion. because I knit on this while I was here. And I'm keeping this, I'm not going to gift it.
No. And have you finished talking about that now?
Yeah.
Speaking of Chatsworth things, your creative juices hath been flowing.
Yeah, and that's another thing I said to you, didn't I? That
Hold on. Cough update. All is well.
We think
Ish.
she's, the past 2 nights, she's now almost 2 weeks into this cough, which the doctor said was viral. We thought it might be hay fever, we thought it might be the starting of asthma. We've gone through all sorts of things, but the last 2 nights she slept through, not woke up. Hallelujah is what I can say.
What do you mean, hallelujah? Disa.
Oh, Disa.
All hail.
All
Come on.
hail.
All hail.
Oh my gosh,
to
Disa.
All hail, Disa.
You know.
All hail, Disa.
She recommended, we've tried everything to try and alleviate this cough, particularly at night time, because it was just keeping her up.
We now worship at the church.
And
the amazing knitting, Disa.
Yeah, she recommended rubbing Vicks, on her chest and on her back. And I said I'm going to give it a go, so we got some Vicks.
So the first night, Kay rubbed it on her chest and on her back, and it didn't affect Bryony at all.
I slept really well.
Second night, I said, perhaps we should try it on Bryony. And then it worked.
But no, we put it on Bryony that first night when we were here, because it was on the way here that we picked some up, didn't we?
Yeah.
And she slept much better. She did wake, didn't she? And you got up with her for an hour.
Yeah, we got up for a couple of hours and watched Futurama.
You
it was
just
great.
fell asleep on the sofa.
Yeah, I just, every so often.
Bryony was watching Futurama. But then, the following couple of nights, she slept right through, and I don't think it can be a coincidence. So thank you, Disa. And I think if it was I think maybe it was viral, and she's now just at the back end of it. So there you go.
Pearly. Oh, what am I doing?
Dan, is it my turn?
Yes, do it with gusto. We're on holiday.
Dan Jones.
You sort of whispered the bit at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
He's never happy. However I do it, you're never happy.
It's the honey cowl of doom, which I continue to knit.
Isn't that now? I've got my hair all knitted.
I'm extremely close to the end of it. It's, what am I saying? It's my twin skein cowl.
Mm-hmm.
I need to write a pattern for a twin skein cowl. That's my mission now in life. I shall emulate my idol, Josh Rikes, of sort of a knitter podcast.
Do you know, I always thought, Josh, it was sort of a knitter, and I'm sure a lot of people did as well.
Well, it's sort of a knitter, isn't it?
Sword of a knitter. Well, I don't understand what that means. Sword of a knitter.
If we were American,
is it just a play on words?
If we were American, and we said Americans would not say sort of a knitter.
You sounded a bit cockney.
Sort of a knitter. Americans would say sort of a knitter.
They would, yeah, that's true.
Sort of a knitter.
Yeah. Right.
So he's done a clever thing with his name.
And I think I tried to find you.
Sadly, so clever, you fooled Kay.
I couldn't find you because I thought it was
she was putting sort of a knitter.
Sort of a knitter. I thought it was, but anyway.
The rain in Spain.
I know better now.
You do.
I do.
So yeah, the honey cowl of doom continues to grow. I've been working slowly but surely on everything. I think because I've gone from a is monogamous. Where do you want?
6.
7.
8. Sorry.
8.
Anybody who's done the trillion knows what I'm doing. You've gone from being monogamous to polygamous.
Yes. So because I've gone from what she said to what she said, I now I work little bits on everything.
Yeah.
And so I've not had an FO for a while. Although I think I'm being harsh. Because I think I had an FO.
You are being harsh, and there's no FO police, is there?
No, there is.
There's FO troopers.
There is FO police. And they're out there in the galaxy. Are they not? Trooper Schultz and Trooper Franklin. Doing good work. Who knows where they'll turn up next? So, yeah, I mean, it's still a lovely pattern. Still really great. Still amazing wool. What is the yarn?
It's Countess Ablaze.
Countess Blaze, everyone knows.
Squoosh Singles, I think it was called, in the Tiffany's lipstick.
Right.
Gosh, I really had to troll the brain.
Yeah. So continuing on, loving every minute, and that's my first. What's on my needles Kay Jones, what's on your needles?
We're doing another.
Yes.
Cooly.
'Tis why I said it.
And look, that's in my little Chatsworth bag, and I have purchased...
Knitting alert. No. Project bag alert.
Project bag alert.
Etsy shop update preparation time.
I've purchased 6 tea towels. I got 2 more today. I did only get 4, and then I picked up another 2 today.
Right.
3 in turquoise and 3 in this kind of limey green. The ones that I make will be bigger than this because I'm going to utilise the fabric as much as I possibly can. So I'm not sure what shape they're going to come out yet, but they will be bigger than this one, which is like my sort of smallish sock size. And the coordinating fabric, I'm going to try and source some fabric that's got chickens on.
All right.
Because the Dowager Duchess of Devonshire is famous for rearing chickens, and all the eggs that they sell in the farm shop come from her chickens. Yes. She absolutely loves the chickens. So
we're going to find out a bit about and see the village where she lives in, our favourite places to knit. So
we want to move there, like now.
Well, I don't know. I'd rather live here. But the funny thing is, I keep calling it Park Cottage. I'm a fool. The Russian Cottage was built by the same chap who built the place where the Dowager Duchess lived.
Where she lives now, because she's moved out of the big house because her son now rules the roost.
They know that also, or they're going to find that out very soon.
Okay.
Yes.
So, my trillion's in that bag. I've no clue what's in this one.
What do you mean? Oh, you're trillion. Yeah, continue.
I'm gonna go for
Okay, Jones, what's on your needles?
This is, let me just move that out of the way in the middle of it.
It's unbelievably hot. I'm really hot.
No, I know.
I'm sweating.
I'm alright. I mean, it's been hot this week, but I'm okay at the moment. Do you want to open the door?
That's big girly blooming...
Open the door.
Oh,
Because
well,
it won't slam, I don't think, now. That one's slammed.
Yes.
Right, anyway. In this bag, I have got Dan's socks. And I am knitting him some socks with Opal Sweet and Spicy, and it's colourway number 6757. I'm trying to look the name of it, but it's obviously in German, so I've no clue. But the colour is like a sort of neutral colours, browns, grey, cream, really lovely. And I'm doing what I said I was going to do, which was to do them kind of 2 at a time. So I've done the leg on this one, and then when I finished the leg on that one, I moved over and started this one. And they've come out they're not completely matching, but I'm not bothered. I couldn't, because I only just have enough yarn in a skein to make Dan's big socks, and if I would have had to have wound off a whole full repeat, which is huge, which is big on an opal sock. So they don't quite match, but I'm not fussed about that. And I'm doing these on 2 mismatched needles actually. That one's an Addy lace, and that one's an Addy sock rocket. So they're very similar, it's just that this one has got the metally smell because it's the gold coloured ones. So I've worked a lot on those this week, haven't I?
Beautiful.
So that's that one.
Beautiful.
What? Oh, Dan Jones.
Oh.
You'd think I'd know
Co-hosts.
by now, really, wouldn't you? You'd think I would know by now. Dan Jones, what's on your?
No, you've got to...
Right, do you want...
I'll tell you what we'll do is we'll practice it.
Right.
We shall practice it in the garden later.
Alright then, let's practice it in the garden.
What's on my needles? I got all excited then.
Did you?
Yeah, you said let's practice it in the garden later. What's on my needles? It's Bryony's socks. Bryony, look!
Yeah.
I'm knitting Bryony's socks. And they are in the...
It's Malabrigo worsted, and I don't know the colourway. I'm sorry, I lost the... because I wound this ages ago. I was going to make a hat with it, and then I lost the ball band.
Bryony's bed socks.
But and I still want to knit a jumper. I tell you what, if anybody out there has knit a jumper out of Malabrigo worsted, I would love to know how it wears. So please tell me in the episode thread, just let me know if you have and what you've knit as well, pattern recommendations. I was thinking of doing another Irish coffee, because I've knit an Irish coffee, that one you like, the grey one that you had on that time. And that's for an Aran weight, and I think I could probably knit this to an Aran weight gauge, I'm pretty sure. So I might do another Irish coffee, but let me know how it fares.
So yes, I'm enjoying knitting these. I'm looking forward to getting to the toe decreases. Those are my favourite bits. I like doing those. And yeah, I'm really looking forward actually to getting onto the second sock. And also trying to get my head into a little bit more of the whole heel turn magic. But yeah, I'm really enjoying knitting these and looking forward to keeping Bryony warm at Christmas time.
Yay!
In bed. Kay Jones, what's on your needles?
Don't do that, please. Right. Yes. Okay. This one. I brought several things with me. These are my socks, the cashmere ones that I mentioned last time. So I started those. I haven't done a lot on these just because I've been beavering away on other stuff. But I have started sock 1, and that's how it's coming out. It's lovely and variegated. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's really beautiful, and it's really, really soft, really beautiful. So we're doing these on 2.5mm. And this is just Knit Pro Novas, which I really like, and I had a discussion with myself recently.
She did. I heard it. It was fun.
And I was just thinking to myself, do you know what are my favourite needles to knit with? Because I've got interchangeables. I've got Addy lace clicks, higher sharps, and carbons. That's the 3 full sets of interchangeables I've got, and then I have got Knit Pro. It's Harmonies. Is it Symphonies over here and Harmonies in America? But you know the ones I mean, the coloured one. Yeah. Sorry. I haven't got a full set of these, but I've just got a set that I've kind of made up. I've bought needle tips when I've needed them, and I've got cables. And I think out of metal as opposed to wood, I really like the Addy lace ones, the clicks. I really like those. And I love the Knit Pro, the wooden ones, and I think they're my 2 favourites. With regards to fixed circulars for socks, I would have to say Addy sock rockets and carbons probably.
Right.
Yeah. But the Knit Pro Nova are lovely as well. The joins are really nice. Not quite as pointy as some of the others, but lovely. And I'm just doing my standard 64 stitch, and that reminds me, the pattern that I use the template pattern from Hermione's Everyday Sock by Erica Luder, but I don't put any pattern in it because it's the best, that it fits perfectly, and I love the toe decreases the way that she does them, the hip, it just fits perfectly, everything is perfect. And then of course what happened the morning before we came away, who sent me a message on Ravelry?
Yes.
Erica, if you're watching, oh my gosh, I nearly absolutely fell through the floor, didn't I?
Mm.
I had to come upstairs.
I think the expression you used was bobbed my pants.
What the? Oh, I use that.
Yes.
Yeah, I do say that, yeah.
If you go over to our Gubbins thread, you could now begin discussing what bob my pants means.
Well, you could probably guess what it means. But Erica Luder sent me a message on Ravelry. Oh my gosh! And she was so sweet and such a nice message, but it absolutely floored me. In fact, I messaged her back and I said to her, I literally had to read it 3 or 4 times before it sunk in that it actually was her that was sending me a message. I was totally blown away by it. So, Erica, this is a Hermione's, but just plain, without the little stitch patterning. So that's that one, and I've only just started that one. And look, just to prove it, look, this is my pattern, and it's your pattern, Erica. Ta-da! So I'll just use it for all the numbers and everything. So that's that one. Dan Jones.
Slightly better, but there's just not enough passion in it. Needs to be more conviction.
Right.
What's on my needles? Well, what do you think's on my needles? Take a guess. Yes. It's what did I used to call it? I didn't call it bankhead.
You didn't call it bankhead, you called it roadblock
handbrake.
or something. Handbrake.
Susie Gawley, please make a hat just as good as bankhead and call it handbrake. That would make my life complete. Then I would spend my whole time saying I'm knitting on the bankhead hat when I was actually knitting on the handbrake hat. Yep. So yes, I'm continuing with this lovely wool. What is it?
No, you get them mixed up. Blue Sky Alpacas Extra. 50-50 baby alpaca and merino is an Aran weight. And it's super lovely.
I failed in my mission to finish it before the end of July. So now, this is now Christmas in August.
Oh, which is our knit along, except we can't.
It is indeed. Our knit along, which is called Get Ahead of the Game, or is it Getting Ahead of the Game?
Getting Ahead of the Game. I feel really bad because I've no idea at the moment what's going on with it because I can't get onto Ravelry.
I caught a little bit. I couldn't get access, but there looked like there was people going for it a little bit. So please, I hope you're enjoying that. We'll have seen that by now.
We will have seen that by now. Yeah, we will have seen it. We'll have been home.
Hopefully, that's cooking. But yeah, it's great. It's great. It's an absolutely gorgeous yarn. It'll be amazing to wear. This will be a Christmas gift.
Super warm and lovely.
Yeah.
Because alpaca's warmer than wool.
It is. It's good.
Merino, sheep wool, I mean.
I cannot have sheep poo in my kitchen. Can we, Bridie? I'll have sheep poo in the kitchen.
No.
Speaking of sheep poo.
Oh my gosh.
What?
What are you going to say?
I don't know. What are you going to say?
Were you going to say the Lady Thingy's bower?
Was that? Yeah, that was sheep poo. Well, they'll see that in our favourite places to knit, which is
Queen Mary's bower. Which, yeah, really.
Do you have anything else to show on your needles?
Yes.
Oh, how exciting! Kay Jones, what's on your needles?
Stop doing that with my knee. I'm going to punch you in the face. Stop it.
Right. I just did the thing on her knee.
I have been knitting on our blanket.
Yay, well done.
Yay, in a big bag that I made.
Have you done any short rows?
I have done no short rows. I did discover one pearl stitch, however, which we won't go into.
Yeah, but there's no way I did that.
I think it probably
I will have caused that, but I didn't do that.
So, but I'm not going to worry about it.
No.
I just thought I'd not worked on it for a while and I was super tired one night. We've been super tired most nights actually, haven't we? But I just thought, if I'm just knitting, it doesn't matter if I fall asleep while I'm knitting. So I wanted to get the red section done and I finished the red and the only other ball I had wound before I came away was this other green, which I wouldn't have chosen to go as the next stripe because of the paler green that we'd already used. But what I'm going to do, or what we're going to do, I'm just going to do like maybe 3 garter ridges in this green and then go into another one. I think I'll go for a goldy sort of colour next maybe because that reminds me of Chatsworth House, that goldy colour, which is, you never said what has been going through my brain just recently, but that gold colour of the house has been one thing that triggered an idea of mine. So
get ready on the design front, on the whole, yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about all sorts of things.
Yeah, won't say too much.
So that's our blanket. It's just garter stitch, huge. It's going to be this side that's going to be the side that's going to show. And I wish in hindsight, and I thought about this once that we'd got up here, that I'd done slip stitches on the edge, but I just forgot. So I'm thinking now when it's finished I might crochet an edge all the way around. Or the other thing I thought of was to put like a bias binding kind of thing in fabric around the edge. So I'm just thinking of a few things on how to edge it nicely when it's, that's probably 2 years away, so I don't really need to think about that right now, do I?
No.
But I was pleased to get a bit of work done on that because we've not shown it for a bit, have we?
No.
Because we've not been working on it, so yay.
How many more things do you have in your needles?
That's it, I think. I haven't. Yes, that's it.
Could you ask me what's on my needles?
What's Dan Jones? What's on yours?
Well, this is exciting. because historically I've not been able to show what's on my Lego needles. I've always been able to show what's off my Lego needles, but I'm going to show a little thing we've got up here on the lovely dresser. I'm going to show this. I'm going to show this specifically. No, I'll just show this one because I'll show other things next time. I'm showing this especially for Kimber. And there's another Lego addict kicking around as well. And I mean, speaking of Lego addicts, I mean, I have regular messages from people asking me different bits of advice, and really happy to help because I do have quite a lot. I had a bit of a shock when we went in the Lego shop, and you look around and you think, hold on, I actually own most of this, which is a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
But it's all I have for birthday and Christmas.
That's true.
It's my one weakness. But what we have, I didn't anticipate buying this at all because I'm not particularly impressed with this section. It's cool. It's the Mos Eisley Cantina from Star Wars Episode 4. Thank you. Well done. So what we've got here is we have the seats where Han and Greedo, who Bryony has riding, where they sit, and of course the famous scene which George Lucas messed with on the re-release. On the original film, Greedo fired first.
Right.
And in the re-release, they changed it so that Han fired first. I don't know why I did that, because that was like Star Wars folklore. The reason why I was very keen to get this was, first of all, I've not got a Greedo, and I really, really wanted a Greedo. There's a new edition Han Solo, which I was quite keen to have. You get the Biff musicians, which I really love. They're really cool.
They're very cute.
But we've actually not got to the bit, that's why this is on the what's on my needles section. I've not actually got to the bit which I'm most excited about. There are more sections to this, which is going to make it a lot better and a lot more like the Cantina. But there's a new release, Sand Trooper, a Stormtrooper. And he looks like proper weather worn. So he's had lots of sand blasting his armour and things, and so looking forward to getting that. And you also get in the same set, you get a new Obi-Wan Kenobi figure, and you also get a Luke figure and the speeder, which I actually already have, but this is a new design. There's some new stickers and all sorts. Picking up on a few questions people have asked me, it was actually Erica who asked me about Lego sets, and I probably have replied to already, but you were asking, and it may interest other people as well, are there sets that you just buy and play with like they used to be when I was young?
Yeah.
E.g., it is not a kit. Yes, of course there is. What you can also do as well, which is really great, is you can go to Lego shops and you can pick your own bricks, which is very cool.
Ryan's room, it's like pick and mix, the pick and mix sweets. You get like a big tub like this, and they have a whole bank of, a whole wall, and you just go in and grab handfuls of whatever you want.
Then you can get different sized flat bits as well that you can create things on. So you can absolutely get and still play with them in a creative way. Yeah,
Bryony's we bought her a box the last time we were in there, and it's just a box of mixed bricks with a board.
I think there's a big debate around, and I certainly took the Lego movie quite personally with the whole Lord Business thing. Bryony assures me I'm not Lord Business, am I? No. So yes, you can get different sets. I approach the Star Wars sets as like a jigsaw.
I did a great jigsaw, didn't
you? Did? Yeah. We'll show a picture. It's a very nice picture, wasn't it?
Piece missing.
Yes. Oh dear. But yeah, I treat them as a jigsaw, and then the reason why I wouldn't want to break them up and do anything else with them is I want to play with what the object is.
Yeah.
So they don't just sit on a shelf. I mean, Bryony and I play with them. Yeah, we make films with them. We do all sorts. So yeah, definitely two different types. You can get the old-fashioned style, but the new style, which is the kits, are super cool. So I hope that answers your question, Erica.
I just thought of one thing I wanted to mention whilst we're in the environment that we're in. I was thinking I wanted to knit something that reminded me of being here. and what could I knit? And I was in bed one morning and I just suddenly thought of it. I was kind of waking up, and you know, when, as all knitters do, I don't think I'm unusual. You know, the first thing I sort of think about when I wake up is knitting. Gosh, does that make me sound really sad? And Denise has just knit. I don't think she's quite finished it. I don't think you quite finished it, had you, Denise? You had that little hiccup with it. But she's just done a Forest Foliage by Alana Dacos.
Is it not foliage?
Are we going to start this again with the beige thing?
Have we discussed this?
No, but
No.
you're going to have a go at me, aren't you?
Foliage, isn't it?
I think we have spoke about this because I was talking
sorry.
about the foliage. You see, foliage colourway that Dramatic Knits do.
Foliage.
Foliage. I don't say foliage.
But that's how it is.
Right. Anyway.
Sorry, I'm just going to go down the ginnel.
It's not a ginnel. It's a gennel.
And what is a
You've
ginnel?
never even heard of it. How can you say that that's how it's pronounced when you've never even heard of that?
Well, it's not a word, see.
It's not a word.
I actually discussed this with someone, and they
have
have let me
friends-
know this is a Yorkshire
My
saying.
best friend came round the other day, Sarah. Hi, Sarah, if you're watching.
This is a Yorkshire colloquialism. Try saying colloquialism.
No. Look, we've totally got off topic. A gennel is something, you know, entirely different. A gennel is like a little snicket between two houses.
What is a gilet?
Gilet,
I wonder if they know.
Well, ask your mum, yeah.
Do you know what a gilet is?
Gilet.
What do we say here? Gillet. Surely not.
Gillet. We don't say gillet.
It's a body warmer.
No, it's a body warmer, we would say.
So why do people say gilet?
Because it's a French word, isn't it? And your
Right.
mum always pronounces things with a French accent when it's a French word. doesn't she?
Gilet.
She's funny like that. So anyway, going back to what I was saying.
Salad niçoise. It's niçoise, you silly lady.
It's niçoise salad, isn't it?
I set her straight.
Right. Going back to what I was saying. So I thought, what can I knit? And I really wanted to knit something really pretty and just something to remind me of Chatsworth. And I thought of that. I absolutely love that shawl pattern, the Forest Foliage. And then I thought, well, if I was to knit that, I would love to knit it in a colour that's the colour of Chatsworth House. And you'll see numerous pictures of Chatsworth House, I'm sure. And it's a gold. I think we discussed this and what stone it is. I think it's sandstone, but I will find out before we finish the podcast and let you know if it is sandstone. But it's a beautiful butter yellow, golden yellow, and of course the window frames are all painted with gold, 24 karat
That's not
gold
paint. That's not paint.
It's gold leaf.
Yes.
I don't think it is. I think it's paint.
No.
Do you think it's
They
gold
leafed
leaf?
it.
Right, okay. But you're probably right. It is gold. I know it's real gold, the window frames. It's unbelievable to look at, especially if you're up close.
Sorry, I was just seeing
And the
gold.
sun shines on it. My goodness, it's just so amazing. And I thought, right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Forest Foliage and I'm going to get a gold coloured yarn. And then I started racking my brain thinking, can I think of, because I couldn't search on the internet obviously. And then I thought I've knit a French can-can out of Madeleine Tosh, which is winter wheat, and that's a beautiful golden colour, which is tonal. I thought, oh, maybe I should get Tosh sock in winter wheat and do a Forest Foliage. So I will let you know on my scouring process.
Yeah, sounds
Once
good.
I can get on the internet.
You know what it's time for? Who's it going to be?
Are you doing that?
Yes.
This is all exciting. I thought we were just doing 5 minutes
So
from here,
exciting.
and it's like a whole episode.
How exciting is that? Who is it going to be? Well, it's obvious. I'm not going to draw this out very long at all. You saved us. You've enabled us to have a good holiday
And sleep.
not be insane anymore.
From lack of sleep.
And that person is... Disa, what's on your needles?
I think she's Deesa's craft work. Is she Deesa's craft work?
Yeah, but her name is Disa.
I know it's Deesa.
So that's why I'm calling her that. Unless her surname is Kraftwerk. That would be quite cool.
Wouldn't it?
Isn't that a band?
I think she's in. Is she in Sweden or Norway?
In a very cool country, amazing knitter. Follow her on Instagram.
Yeah.
Blown away with her
Yeah.
sock adventures. So Disa, what's on your needles? Get over to the forum and show us now, and prepare to be amazed, people. So Yeah, and on cue, Bryony coughs. Disa, what are you doing with your Vicks advice? Didn't do anything yet, did it? Saved us. Who's next? Who is next for What's on Your Needles? Well, this person is just everywhere. She's like the heart and soul of Ravelry. Everywhere I go, she's there, talking away and just being positive about things. And she's probably the most active of all people, I think, on our forums. And that person is Cindy Len. What's on your needles? Cindy Len. Cindy Len, the reason why I had to come to you this week was because you posted a picture of a DeLorean.
Oh, she did.
And it looks rather cool. I think I managed to, while standing on the top of a fence post, holding my iPad up in the air to get a signal, I think I managed to just post something really quick reply. I would normally post something much longer, but Cindy Len, amazing photo. But thank you for being just amazingly positive about absolutely everybody, and also being so vocal in our forum. And the last person, who's it going to be? There was a worrying wobble then on my iPad.
It is wobbly.
Which is...
Don't touch the table.
Don't touch the table. An iPad Air, £600 worth of equipment.
It's teetering on the edge of that table.
Who's it going to be? She's had a tough couple of weeks, but she reached out to me, sent me a pattern, which I love, and it's going to be my Chatsworth hat. But I need to build myself up to doing cabling. Because I've not done that before. She's going to know who she is now, and I've seen a few things this week, and I've taken some photos and I've posted them that made me think of this person. So hopefully you've seen those. Sarah Franklin, what's on your needles? Get over to the forum and show us, Sarah. Yes.
Oh, and Sarah, we took some video, didn't we, in Chatsworth the other day because we thought about you because there was a cabinet full of china.
Yeah, I've already Instagrammed a picture. And,
right. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. I wanted to break in and steal one, but obviously I would never do that. But it made me think of you, Sarah.
The Chatsworth police will be around.
It certainly would. You can't even take your bag in there, so...
Do you have any... Oh, you actually mean in the house?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh, my lordy.
You can't
Get ready. In favourite places to knit, there will be some pretty amazing cup sections. Oh, yes. Cups. Do you have any what's off your needles?
Who's at home?
Okay. Can I do a quick what's off my Lego needles?
Yeah.
Come on then.
Dan Jones, what's off your Lego needles?
I'll make it quick because I spoke a bit. Well, I will probably cut a bit out of that. So I've always wanted one of these. It's a snow speeder. Oh yes, from Empire Strikes Back. And what I love inside is you have Luke. And you also have Dak Ralter, who's a very short-lived character, and he has his sort of really happy face, and he lasts about 2 minutes in the film.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. But Dak's a cool character, and I just love characters in this outfit. This is it's the X-wing outfit, and also the snowspeeder outfit. And I only have one of these. I actually got that in the advent calendar. Yeah, so it's the only way I've been able to get hold of one. I went actually with the intention of getting a B-wing fighter, but this just totally beat it. And Bryony and I knocked this off very fast.
Yeah, we did that the first Saturday.
Yeah.
We did that on Saturday, didn't we?
We did it in one sitting.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
We have lemon meringue pie in the fridge.
Yummy. So I think it's time for some favourite places to knit.
Yeah, cool.
So it's going to be a bit of an extended favourite places to knit.
You'll have to apologise if we just apologises. I'll have to apologise if I just keep going on and on about Chatsworth.
Yeah, well, don't, and then you won't need to apologise.
Okay, but if I do,
so
sorry.
An extended favourite place to knit, and the reason being is we're going to take you for a walk through the Chatsworth estate, which is big, and this is where we're sat right now. So we walked from here all the way to the house. So
it's about 3 miles.
That's going to be stage 1 of our favourite places to knit. But then we're also then going to go over on location to Chatsworth Park.
And we're going to sit and knit
Yeah. So
Don't care who stares.
you're going to spend some time with us in Chatsworth Park, and we shall take you around Chatsworth. So we'll see you back here very soon. Hello everybody.
Hello.
We're in Chatsworth, and if you look out there, you can see our house. And this is the paths that lead to all the different parts of Chatsworth. So that way, which is the way we're going, will take us to a village called Enza and to Chatsworth. And if we go that way, then we will get to places like Bakewell, and you like Bakewell tarts, don't you?
No, not the real ones.
She doesn't like the real Bakewell tarts.
Not the. No, I'll tell you about
Well,
that.
they know
later.
what real Bakewell tarts are.
Probably not. Not in America. Probably not.
Look up Bakewell tarts. It's like a
Bakewell. What we call Bakewell puddings are the original ones, and I don't like those ones. Bakewell tart, I love.
cool. And then over that way is a place called Beeley. And if you look over that way, pan around, Bryony.
Sheep.
Look, there's loads of sheep, and there's actually loads of sheep in this field too as well. Normally,
I think the farmer moved this morning.
we'll maybe see them a bit later. But now we're going to head up that way to Chatsworth. I absolutely love this path. Bryony and I found this on the opening day. Went for a little walk and we started trundling down here. Some really great wildlife to the left and right, as well as we're coming up and down. Pretty much most days that we walked here, we saw bunnies, really big ones that look more like hares actually than bunnies, but I don't think they were after speaking to my mum. Loads of deer. Also as well, one day it's actually the very first day we came down here. If you look at the bottom of the road there is a gateway, and Bryony and I were stood right next to there. We're sort of taking in the view. Suddenly the farmer, Ben Randall, starts to bring his sheep down. They all come piling through. It was sort of exhilarating and scary all at the same time. But as you come down here, you really don't expect to see what hoves into view as you open this door, or this gateway should I say. And there we have it. There is Chatsworth.
Someone had painted that. If that was a painting.
It will be a painting, Bryony.
That's a painting.
Look at the deer.
Oh, there's the deer.
Look, there's male ones coming
There's
out.
big stags, isn't there?
What are they doing?
So that's the culprits of all.
This is Chatsworth Park. So as we look around, if we look over here to the left, we have Paddock's Wood, and then as we move across, we see it's Maud's Plantation. Those are Scotch firs, they're dark wood firs. And then as we move across further, you can't actually see St Peter's Church, but we'll see it later on as we get to Enza, which is the village where the Dowager Duchess of Devonshire lives. And then of course there's Chatsworth. Pretty impressive. I think you can just about make out the gold rimmed window frames which they restored 2 or 3 years ago. And then moving further across, we see the old park. Now the old park is kept completely private to give the deer and the stags a really safe place to bring up their fawns and their calves. But if we look up there on the top, you can see the old hunting tower. Now it's an interesting point of reference because the hunting tower has been constant since 1582 when it was built. But the park itself here, everything you see here, this was created by Lancelot Capability Brown and the 4th Duke between 1760 and 1764. So whilst all of this has changed, the hunting tower has stayed the same. It's always been sat there overlooking the whole of Chatsworth Estate. Everywhere, deer, stags, absolutely amazing to see. We're certainly not used to it where we live, so walking through the parkland and seeing this was just absolutely magical. And also as well, I think seeing the stags and the stags' antlers, of which had been used in the house as a lampshade, so it really sort of brought the whole experience full circle. It was marvellous. Behind the tree line over there is Enza. Now Enza, interesting story in that it was actually moved. Previously it used to be much further towards Chatsworth, but when Lancelot Capability Brown redid the estate, they decided that they would move Enza. Now many people thought it was moved so that the view from Chatsworth was clear up this beautiful countryside. That wasn't the case at all. The reason why they moved it was because they wanted to make the park open parkland, so they could let cows and deer and any animals roam completely free. And that would have meant that the houses in Enza each would have had to have been fenced off, which would have been really unpleasant for the people who lived there. So that's the reason why Enza was moved. Now, Enza is now the home of Deborah Devonshire, that's the Dowager Duchess. The interesting thing about Deborah Devonshire is her and her husband only took over Chatsworth after the untimely death, first of all of his dad, but then unfortunately his brother William Cavendish died in World War II. Now the reason why I mention this is William was married to Kathleen Kennedy, John F. Kennedy's sister. John F. Kennedy came and visited here many times, and it was really tragic in that first of all her husband died and then she died in a plane crash. So we're going to now go and explore Enza, which actually was derided once. People didn't like it at all, but in the last 100 years it's become really loved because the architecture is really quite special. We'll go and have a look now. We have Enza. It's our first time ever walking through Enza. It feels very much like a gated community, not in a oppressive sense. It's just got lovely stone walls all the way around it with gates on, and so first time walking through, and what a great view. The architecture is particularly interesting. It was built by Joseph Paxton for the 6th Duke, and it was very much a wealthy man's plaything at the time. So local people found it a little bit ostentatious. They didn't like it at all. But now, as you can see, absolutely adored. As far as we understand it, everyone who lives here either worked on Chatsworth Estate or currently works on Chatsworth Estate. So they're either retired or currently working there. Amazing place, so quiet. Yeah, I mean the odd car here and there, but you could stroll down the middle of the street, not a problem at all. People just buzzing around, doing little things, just living their lives really. And you just don't expect to see that in a place that looks so picturesque. It is completely original to any place that I've ever been to. The church there, absolutely beautiful. It's up on a height, as we'll see in a second, which gives it a really sort of, it clearly is the heart of the community. And of course Deborah Devonshire lives here. She lives here in the old vicarage, so it will be a stone's throw from that church there. Deborah Devonshire, we've already mentioned, was for a short amount of time related to the Kennedys. So yes, she lives here now, and they have actually a lovely service in the church where they bring in lambs at the start of the lambing season. It's beautiful. Now, Park Cottage used to be where Enza is now, so the little village we've just walked through previously was over here. But when Enza was moved, the tenant here, a guy called Thomas Home, was a really, really old guy, and the Duke didn't want to move him. So he left the house there, moved the rest of the village over the road, and now everyone drives past that, looks at it and loves it, even though Enza's pretty great. But what that does is that gives you an example there of how Enza used to look, and of course we've just seen how it looks now. There we have, of course, Park Cottage, and I love just looking at that and imagining what Enza must have looked like when it was over this side of the road. The only downside, I think, to staying in Park Cottage is the noise of that road that you will have caught there before. Now, the whole of Chatsworth is now landscape gardened, so it's all sweeping you down on lovely pathways towards your first view of the house, which we caught just there. It's just peeking through those trees. And as I was saying to Bryony right then, it should be that is the only way that you walk into Chatsworth because it's stunning. We're now coming on to Payne's Bridge. James Payne did quite a bit of the architecture in and around Chatsworth in the course of its transformation from a 15th century home to the home that we see today. Now, picking up on that 15th century home, we have here Mary's Bower, which we're going to have a good look at in a second. Now, there used to be water all around the outside of there, and it really was, or is, a very imposing building. Again, one of the original features along with the hunting tower. So it's lovely to sort of see these, apart from that poo, The sheep clearly love coming up here and getting a good little look around. As I think we've said a few times, Chatsworth is a completely open parkland, which again is just wonderful because it is like you're living with the animals. But yeah, they must really enjoy it up here, I think, on an evening coming up and relieving themselves. But a beautiful spot, as we'll see now.
Yeah.
This is Queen Mary's Bower. Bess of Hardwick, who used to run the estate in the 1600s. Her fourth husband was the guardian of Mary, Queen of Scots. He brought her here 2 or 3 times, and she used to come up here, and she used to take her ease. She wasn't allowed to go many places, obviously, because she was guarded at all times prior to her execution. But yeah, this is Queen Mary's Bower. It's absolutely beautiful, apart from the poo.
It's covered in sheep poo.
Here we are at Chatsworth House. How exciting! What are you knitting on?
I'm knitting on my sock, my cashmere sock,
Ooh.
in the most uncomfortable knitting position I think I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah.
But just because we didn't bring more than one blanket and the grass is wet.
Cool. Maybe we'll do that bit again. I don't know. Rainy? B?
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing it there?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm still filming.
I know you're still filming, that's why I'm talking to you. I'm making sure you're okay. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll do that bit again. Welcome to Favourite Places to Knit. And here we are at Chatsworth House. I'll lean forward, then you can see in the background. Can you see it, B?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Chatsworth House, very big garden, lots and lots of things to see and do. It's our first time ever knitting here, actually, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And how are you finding it?
I'm not the most comfortable, but okay. There's just lots of people around.
Wondering.
Makes you feel a bit weird as to, they're all probably wondering what are those 2 people doing over there.
Knitting is what we're doing. Knitting in public is what we're doing. And do we care?
No, we don't care.
I wonder how many people have actually sat in Chatsworth Park and knitted.
Knit, yeah.
I bet it's not. No, actually, it's probably more than you think. Do you think?
I've never seen anybody in all the years we've been coming here. I've never seen anybody.
I wonder if Debo can knit. I bet she can.
I wonder if she can. I said, didn't I? I wanted to make her something and send it to her.
Yeah, that was a good idea. And then what did you say you wanted to make?
I wanted to make her a bag out of one of the Chatsworth tea towels and send it to her.
But then
Just to say thank you for letting us. Well, I say letting us stay. We've obviously paid, but you know what I mean.
But you should make her a bear as well, called Chatsworth.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that before. Actually, haven't I? Making her a bear, so I might do that. Yeah.
So there's lots to see and do here, which is really great. I think there's like a sculpture bit, isn't there? There's lots of strange sculptures here.
The present Duke likes his modern sculptures.
He really does.
Are kind of lost on me, unfortunately.
So we'll maybe grab a look at a few of those. But there's a great maze, isn't there, B?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to go and see if we can get to the middle of the maze. We managed it last time.
We did, yeah.
As I remember, was it super wet last time?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be wet again today after the rain yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see how we go there. That'll be fun. But then also as well, we're going to try and get to the Emperor Lake. Because that's where they have an amazing water. It's not a waterfall. What is it? That spurty water thing.
Spurty water thing?
The thing that shoots up down the bottom in the lake.
That's a waterfall. That's a gravity-fed.
Yeah. There's a gravity-fed water fountain.
I think it's the highest that goes up in the air, gravity-fed.
It's amazing.
Fountain.
It shoots.
It shoots up. I can't think how many feet it is. It's got to be 100 feet or something.
It's insane.
It's enormous.
And it's all fed from a big lake up the top called the Emperor Lake, and it flows right the way down. There's an aqueduct, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's super cool. Just let me adjust that for you, B, because your hand is getting close to the lens. Go down a touch. There we go. So we'll show you that, which will be really cool. And lots of there's that grotto too, isn't there? You can walk through a grotto with steps backwards and forwards. So we'll take you there as well. Here we are at Chatsworth.
Hey.
Now that's quite an impressive drive.
It is.
Who's that lovely lady?
I was just looking. I think that was me.
No, it's Bryony.
Oh, that's Bryony.
Look at you.
There you are, Bryony.
How impressive is this, B? What were you thinking?
I was thinking it looked amazing.
It looks like Downton Abbey, doesn't it?
It does.
It's very, very gorgeous. And the paintings I love.
Yeah.
They're all, look at those.
Bryony always laughs. You always laugh, don't you? Because there's lots of naked people.
Bottoms.
You can't say bottom on a knitting podcast. Oh, I just said bottom on a knitting podcast. Look at that though. I mean, it's just, it reminds me of Italy.
It does, yeah.
And I think that's the idea with it, isn't it?
I don't know, actually. I guess it,
think
because
so.
they all went on grand tours, didn't they?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. And it's the 6th Duke again, the one who did Enza.
Ah, right.
So
The Bachelor one.
yes.
Yeah.
But then I think this outside bit gives her. What were you guys doing there?
She was throwing money there was like people had thrown loads of money in and obviously made a wish. So
Did you get some out?
Yeah, we did. We threw 5 pence in, didn't we, and made a wish.
Oh, nice.
Came true.
Oh, did it? Don't tell me then.
Oh, okay. And that gold, it's very nice, isn't it, on the window frames?
It's amazing, yeah. It's only on that one side though, isn't it?
I wonder why.
Well, I don't know. It's got to be cost, I would think. But maybe that's just how it was originally, because they put it back to how it would have been seen originally. They cleaned up all the stonework, didn't they? So that's why it's now back to the golden colour. It was like a dirty grey before.
Yeah, and I think what I like so much about the middle here is because there's not the inside's quite ostentatious, isn't it? And then out here, it's not really at all. I mean, I know the gold is a bit bling, but apart from that, it feels like a house.
It does feel like a house. And I found out actually that it's limestone that it's built from. I presumed it would be sandstone for some reason, but it's limestone.
Sandstone would be a nightmare, wouldn't it, for weathering?
It would, now I think. Now, yeah, it was silly that I said that, actually.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous outside, though, but let's get back inside. Look at that. Now, that's properly Roman.
It is.
And then we're now coming down into... oh, look at that.
Yeah, I think
was
that's
my
a huge...
favourite.
I think it's
Was
a
it?
huge lump of amethyst, isn't it?
Brian's favourite.
And I read afterwards that they made a lot of their money from minerals. I read that.
That's interesting.
So there must be a lot of minerals around the
I love this
estate.
room.
Why do you
It's
like
the oak room.
Why do I like it? I like it because I like the dark wood, and I like it because of all those sort of like the ornate pole there, that twist.
Yeah.
I think it's really clever, and then I like the lights and I like the red. I'd like to have a library like this with lots of books around.
It's very
I
gentleman's
like
reading
the
salon.
You like the clock, do you?
You
I
like
I like the big clock.
It's pretty, isn't it? But yeah, we get a nice close up now of. You could tell I was filming that. My twisty wood bit. It'd be good if you could. Well, no, I mean, I suppose a yarn colouring that wouldn't be very interesting.
Actually, I've just bought one.
Well,
It's called Log Cabin Brown. It's behind you there. I'll show it next time.
isn't this the room with the really
Oh,
bad?
it's awful. It's awful.
Is that what
this
that is there?
statue is horrible. It is by Is it Damien?
Yes, Damien
Is
Hirst.
it Damien Hirst? And I forget who it's depicting.
But it's got no skin, has he?
It's a religious character, and basically he's got no skin. He's holding his skin. It's horrid. It's vile.
Hercules shield, and I think you said at the time I wouldn't fancy carrying that.
No.
I mean, I wonder where that came from.
I don't know, actually. I did read that. I think that just said a replica.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah, but where would you go to get that? Maybe Greece. I don't know. That's a proper fresco, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there was a little. We're panning around to a pram. It's a bit random.
Yeah. I think it's just. I don't know, I suppose it's a good place for people to see it. It's one of the old prams that they used to push the children around in years ago.
And you were saying that, or no? Did we see it on the TV programme, on the Chatsworth TV programme, where Debo was saying that they're always finding things, they're always discovering new things after all
when
these
she
years.
moved back in the 50s, I think it was the late 50s when they moved back in, she kept saying she just would open drawers and find just random things that were very old and
of course they found the Russian Cottage. They found the model of the Russian Cottage.
Yeah, they did.
Amazing.
It's somewhere in there. It's not on view.
No. I wonder where that is. That really interested me, that one.
It's just a collection of paintings that the various dukes.
I think that one in
purchased,
particular
isn't it?
that we were on a second ago, I think it's because of the monasteries. Hey, here we go. Apple Blossom and you. Check these out.
I want them.
That is some bling, isn't it?
I want them.
You want them.
I think teacups are pretty popular, not just with Sarah Franklin. I can't really say they're my cup of tea.
So funny.
I don't think that's funny.
Oh, thanks, Bray. That's very nice. And now this is a really famous room because these are all the Dukes.
Yeah.
So they're all in here. I think that one in the middle was the first one.
And I don't stand there at all because it's really high. You can look down and it's quite a drop.
Yes.
Imagine if you dropped it.
And there's always tons of people there too.
There is.
Yeah.
There's always a crowd.
Yeah. Now we're coming through into the bedroom.
I love that pink vase. I love that colour pink.
It's
beautiful. Yeah.
You should get a wall.
I should get wool that colour. Yeah.
And in the bedroom here, we're going to pan across to the right, and this is the one with the bathroom, isn't it? In the cupboard.
Yeah, there's a bath in a cupboard.
There it is.
There it is.
You just get a little.
You just
little
open the
sneak of
wardrobe.
it.
Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it? I suppose it's just like an ensuite now.
It is, I guess. Yeah.
An ensuite in a cupboard.
Yeah.
And there's a lovely. I think it's coming up in the next. Oh, that's the way you said the steps up.
Yeah, the steps.
I
Up
don't
to
know if
the
I get
bed.
any. Yeah, I did. Look.
Yeah, the beds were so high, they needed steps.
It's
That
so
would be
funny.
my room.
This is what I was waiting for. That green wallpaper.
Yeah, that green wallpaper. They do. I would love some fabric like that, but they sell tea towels, I think, in it.
Yeah. And it's now just made me think, actually, looking at that bed, that the bed that we slept in at the Russian Cottage supposedly came from Chatsworth.
Oh right.
She said that all the furniture
Right.
came from Chatsworth.
Even my bed.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, all the major pieces of furniture. And now I put this in because it made me think of upstairs, downstairs, and down to
yeah,
my
yeah. The lift. There's a lift, and it was completely silent. That lift, wasn't it?
It was, but also as well, just going up and down the servants' stairs.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
feel more at home here.
Yeah.
I've got to say.
Yeah. You can see the lift going up there, and there was no noise at all. It's got to be some sort of, I don't know.
Be very old.
Yeah.
Ah. Christmas time.
Big dining room.
Mistletoe and wine.
Yeah.
I would sit near to the front.
Would you sit there?
I would like sit in the middle.
Yeah.
I wonder who.
And it's fabulous at Christmas. We've been at Christmas a few times, haven't they? And the way that they lay it out and decorate it.
They
it's
set it
beautiful.
out to specific events, don't they?
Yeah, last year when we went, it was The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, which
Yes.
I wasn't keen on, but
I wasn't either because there's like.
there was
walls.
they laid down. Aslan was on like a slab in the library.
Not
didn't
nice.
No.
This is a nice room, though.
Yeah, it's the sculpture gallery.
And they used to wash these sculptures, didn't
Yeah,
they? Until
yeah.
they learnt that you shouldn't do that.
The cleaners used to wash them with like soap and water, and we watched a
She's
documentary
she's
on it.
very
She says,
funny.
"Oh, they used to come up lovely and white."
But then they told us we couldn't do that
Yeah,
anymore.
they're not allowed to do it
Oh
anymore.
dear, oh dear. Speaking of Aslan, look at those two blooming
Yeah,
lions there.
yeah.
They're super impressive, and they have always been there, haven't they? For as
Yeah,
long as,
yeah.
certainly as long as we've been going,
Yeah.
which is quite some time. And the Duke got very upset, didn't he, when they put the flowers in the room and blocked off some
Yeah,
of
they have a
these.
flower festival every year, and they decorate the whole house with flowers. And one year he didn't like it very much.
Now check that out for review.
Yeah.
Bryony and I had a little walk down there, didn't we? And what happened?
What happened?
I slipped.
Oh dear.
She slipped on her bottom.
And it all got a little bit wet.
Got very wet.
I think this is clearly pre-slip.
Yeah.
We're just on our way up. It's so lovely though, that.
Yeah.
And we found the water that feeds it, which was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Now look at that on the picture. They do look like they're swarming.
Yeah,
They're
it
bees.
does look like they're not real bees. It's a sculpture.
Paxton's garden, this.
I wouldn't like it if it was real bees because they'd probably come after us.
No.
They were wearing flowers. They were holding.
There's so many little paths leading off. I mean, all the times we've been, we've still not been up the majority of
No.
those paths.
No.
I think you could spend a whole afternoon there just exploring the garden.
Yeah.
Look, there's Calico
Oh, your cat.
and Sheepy.
Bryony has to carry many toys with her wherever she goes.
What are those big leaves there, Kate?
Gunnerer.
I was just going to
believe.
say Gunners.
I believe it's a gunnerer.
I should have just said Gunner.
They're enormous, like prehistoric, aren't they?
Absolutely. And a lovely pan around now, after we've come through Paxton's garden, of some of these real... What are those tall ones?
I didn't see them, sorry. Bryony was distracting.
We're going to look again at them in a minute.
It'll be some sort of pine, will it?
Yes, there's quite a few of them kicking around. Now, you love those purple flowers.
Purple flowers.
We've got a
Look at
lovely
the colour
snap.
of that. I'll have some
Yeah.
yarn, that colour, please.
I want that as like gloves.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've got.
We're coming through now to what is now the maze,
Yeah.
which we're going to have a go at, but what was a massive greenhouse.
It was the biggest one in Europe, I think, of its time. It was enormous. The footings are still there, and that's where the maze is now, so you can see how big it was. just absolutely enormous.
The Great Conservatory, there's a picture.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it must have been totally mind-blowing.
It must be.
Especially when that was built as well. And there's the chap who built it,
Yeah.
Joseph Paxton. Ah, yes. Again,
We were
quoits.
totally rubbish at this.
I wonder how many people know about quoits. I'm sure people in this country will, but I
Yeah.
wonder if there's an American game that's similar to that, or any other parts of the world. Oh, here we go.
We didn't even get one.
Have you seen these trees? They're ginormous, aren't they, Bea?
Yeah.
And there was a little homage to Elf. Now, look at that. 100 steps, wasn't it? But Bryony counted and you said there was only 99.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Here we go into the maze.
Oh, and it was really wet, wasn't it? It had rained the day before.
It was wet, but also slightly annoying.
You did find the way in eventually.
I did.
Didn't you? And we got there.
I've been in the middle before, and I sort of followed my way in. But the power of television got us to the middle.
Yeah.
Probably 3/4 of an hour quicker than
Yeah,
it actually
yeah.
took.
That's true.
But once I'd found the middle, I then went back and got the girlies.
And then directed some people the wrong way.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. How mean am I? I was coming out and someone said, "Oh, which way is it?" And I said, "Oh, it's that way," and it wasn't. It was the other. You got to work for it, people. Here we go on our way up the steps, and there's a lovely view which we're going to stop and take a look at in a minute. But it's the first time I've walked up these.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Yeah, and it's a nice.
3.
Me 3. It's a nice little walk actually, because every time that you turn around, you get a
Get a
different.
different view.
Yeah, different aspect. And I love that tree there in the middle.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's just right in the middle like that.
Clearly done for a reason. There you go. There's the first aspect to that maze, and it is pretty actually. I do like a nice maze. Do you, Bryony? Yeah, it's always fun. I wish I knew what that tree was. Oh, and there's what was that thing on the bottom right hand side? The flue.
Oh, it was the flue for the conservatory.
Yes.
It ran 300 yards or something up the hill.
Amazing. And this is actually, as you get to the top of that path, you swing a left and you're actually now walking across the top
Yeah.
on the way back to that waterfall where we were a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
And here is the top of that waterfall.
Yeah, we've never been in here before either, had we?
We had not.
It was cool. The
So
view's amazing, you'll see.
you can imagine, can't you, being
Look at that.
a country gent walking out from the house up to the top, having drinks. I'm sure they'd have had servants bringing up
Sure.
lovely drinkies. What would you have, Bryony?
I would have lemonade with 4 ice cubes
Oh,
and a straw.
And that's the outside of it. But yeah, those people, they were really winding me up.
yeah.
Because we just got in there and they're like loitering around outside trying to
they
get
obviously
in.
wanted their picture taken.
I mean, as it happens, it was actually impossible to
It
get a
was.
decent picture.
It was just dark.
And even, exposing it very highly, it just didn't work. Now, we're now heading down to the gravity-driven...
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a fountain.
A water fountain.
Yes.
It's just so sort of brazen.
It's called the Emperor Fountain.
Fed by the Emperor Lake.
Yeah.
Now I wonder which came first, the Emperor Lake or the Emperor Fountain.
Well, I would have thought they were simultaneous.
Now here is probably the most famous view of
Yeah.
Chatsworth, currently ruined by some awful art.
What is that?
An awful collection
It's
of dreadful
it's
art.
the present Duke, who is a lovely man, but he really keeps trying at all this modern art business. It's not for me.
We had a bit of a butterfly incident there. It landed on Bryony, which was quite fun.
No, it wasn't.
So
freaked out.
that'll make a good outtake, I think. So yeah, Bryony, if you just pan around, you can see back there the beautiful waterfall that Bryony and I had a little walk up yesterday. It's absolutely stunning. You come back now, but if you like, and try and get a bit of the house in as you come back. And we'll do lots of that in a minute, and then pan down to us. So yeah, I don't know actually if this is one of my favourite places to knit.
Why?
Because it's believed uncomfortable.
It's just because we're on a slope. We're on a slope and we're facing
Pan back
up
down.
the slope, so
Yeah.
it kind of makes it difficult. You kind of end up doing that.
But as we were saying before, though, because there is a distinct lack of people knitting here, I think you would feel self-conscious if you were to sit here and do it for long. I don't know.
I would happily sit here and knit.
If there was no one else here.
No, well, I don't care if there's loads of people around.
You've changed your tune since
I
we
know.
started.
Yeah, I think I think tunes need changing. I mean, doesn't matter, does it really?
No, it doesn't. But what I'm so impressed with there is your tune's changed in the space of around 4 minutes.
That's not true.
That was a fast theme change. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed our tour of Chatsworth House. And now it's back to Kay and Bryony at the Russian Cottage.
So welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that little trip to Chatsworth. We love it there, don't we?
Yeah.
Is it our favourite place in the whole world?
Definitely.
What's your favourite place? What's your favourite thing about it?
My favourite thing about it, it just looks so pretty, and I just really like the goldness and the creaminess.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? I've got a weird feeling today, Brian. Does it feel like we're being watched?
It really does.
Do you think that's all
I
right?
feel like there's someone poking over the wall.
Yeah, I feel like there's something going on.
I just heard the gate open.
Did you hear something? Maybe it's just our imagination. So we're sat in the garden now, and Bryony wanted to join in, didn't you?
Yeah.
She wanted to show you what she'd bought on holiday.
What I've bought.
So what have you got? You
Well,
had lots of spending money. You were saving up, weren't you, for a long time?
And I had 100.
I do get a really weird feeling though. Do you think there's something going on that we're not aware of?
Yeah, I feel like someone very.
I do too.
I just feel like
It's quite spooky, isn't it? I feel like that.
I just feel like there's someone.
Look,
Right.
it's me.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Chief Inspector Jim Dangle. I think that's his name. It's the best I could do at short notice. I had to roll up my favourite khaki shorts, which I shall now roll down,
I would. The world is not ready for that.
and tuck in my bakery best t-shirt. Bryony, can I sit down a minute? You can stand in the middle. You mean
I
a cake?
haven't finished doing this though.
Well, you can finish now. Go in the middle.
Well, I can't do it without a seat.
You can. Use my knee if you need to. Go, go, go.
So you were telling people what you'd bought, weren't you?
Speak up now.
What I bought was I bought this dolly that I got from the big shop in Chatsworth.
Yeah. She's lovely.
I got this beaver that I got from the Chatsworth,
Garden centre.
and I got this cat from Bakewell, and it's called Calico.
Calico, that's lovely, isn't it?
And Mum got me this sheep from the big shop in Chatsworth as well, and it's called Sugar.
Sugar the sheep.
Beautiful. Is that all your things?
That's all the things you bought, isn't it?
Cool.
To
Have
add
you-
to your 959 other soft toys at home.
If you stand up a minute, darling, and just go behind there, and we can say goodbye. So you go behind like this. But before we say goodbye, I think we've just got time for a quick story time. Story time. Do you remember? Yeah. If you remember from when we do that, episode 6, that's what Bryony used to say at
She
bedtime.
did,
She used to
yeah.
go, story time. Just being sat here out on a hillside has reminded me of another funny story about my mum.
Oh no.
Now, my mum,
Poor Wendy.
Wendy's Wool and Wonders, not an Etsy shop. She used to, or still does, disappear out into some hills near to where she lives. Now, she lives in a place called Somerset. Somerset's quite a long way away, even from here, and we're south of the Baker Beck Cottage here. Now, she goes into some hills called the Quantocks, and she goes walking and looking at birds and all sorts. So this one particular day, she's out very early, at 6 o'clock in the morning, and she's striding out across a dale, and no trees, nothing around. It's heather, I think she said, was over the top of the dale.
Right.
So yeah, she's striding along, and as you do, she suddenly realises she needs the toilet. Sadly, not for a wee. So she thinks, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm in the middle of the Quantocks. This is a big place. It's highly unlikely anyone's going to come past, so there's no trees around. I'll just go for it. So she crouched down, as you do. She always keeps tissue with her, which I think is quite useful.
Right, yeah.
And as I recall when she told this story, she had a whistle round her as well when this happened. and I think she toyed with blowing her whistle. No idea quite to why. But yeah, she's on the top of a hill, crouching down, doing her business, and she suddenly hears horses' hooves. And she thinks, it won't be a problem. It'll be some distance away from where I am. Oh no. Oh no, indeed. The horse makes straight for her. She's crouched down quite low, and I remember her saying to me she couldn't decide whether to sort of stick her head up or not, or just keep her head down and hope that the horseman didn't see her. But she opted for sticking her head up while still doing her business. Please remember that as we continue. So she sticks her head up and shouts, "Good morning." Horseman shouts, "Good morning," back again, and off he goes past. Now, I reckon to this day he still tells the story about the time he was out on the Quantocks riding along on a morning, not expected to see anybody, and he came across a pensioner doing a poo. Genius.
All of your mum's stories seem to be around.
They all involve number twos.
Poop. Yeah.
Terrible.
I don't know what the other one was.
Oh, well, I'll tell you that one. Tell you that one later. I hope you've enjoyed our podcast on location. Did you do the whole is someone watching us bit?
We did do that.
Did you?
Yeah. So, I feel like
That was just for our.
It
for our
wasn't Darth
friends.
Vader. It wasn't Darth Vader. It was me. It was Jim Dangle from Reno 911. What do you think? I've not got the moustache. I'm really sorry. So yeah, I think it's goodbye from Chatsworth.
Because you're
Do you
going to fire up the barbecue, aren't you?
I'm indeed going to go and barbecue some lamb.
Some lamb steaks we've got for
Beautiful.
tea tonight, and
Yeah.
you've got some fish, haven't you? Because you don't like lamb.
So it's the end of episode 8.
Yes.
Wow. And one that's been done completely on location. How exciting.
Really? Are we not going to do any from back at home?
I don't think we'll need to.
All right. That's cool.
So we shall see anyway. Hopefully we won't need to. I think we've covered everything, haven't we?
FOs, I've not done my FOs.
We didn't have any FOs though, did we?
I did.
Yeah, but it's at home.
It's at home.
We can do that next time. We'll just save that to next podcast. And remember the getting ahead of the game competition.
Knit along, it's not a competition.
Yeah, knit along. That's running until.
And 31st of August.
Are the prizes out yet for the?
The prize is the Bakery Bear kit.
No. The prizes for the last competition, have they gone out yet?
No, darling, because we're on holiday.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I just wondered. Okay, darling, it's enough. Oh no, he's fallen down.
I'll send them out. I know I've had 1 PM from one of the winners, and I'll
Right.
check when I get back if I've got others.
Cool.
If I haven't, I'll send them messages, but
Cool.
I'll send them out next week.
Cool. And yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks for episode 9.
9. Gosh, we are getting ahead, aren't we?
We're getting ahead of the game. I think we should give this episode a title.
A title.
I think it should be episode 8, The Holiday Special.
Oh, yeah.
every time we go on holiday, you should do it the holiday special.
We
Yeah.
should,
And then
shouldn't
just do it when it's got things in right where we are.
Okay, so we'll see you
we? See you soon.
in episode 9.
Bye.
Bye.